Okay, let's jump into a little bit of science time. Have you ever heard someone say fungus overgrowth is the number one root cause of our diseases today? And have you ever wondered, why is that so? What exactly does this statement even mean? And how can Plexus help fix this? It's a great question. So I love people who ask the right questions. While the asking of why can get annoying in a hurry when your toddler is about 2 or 3 years old, it's the only word they know. This age-old question is actually pure genius. I wish more people would ask the question why when their health starts to come apart at the seams. Thankfully, there are actually answers. Though there are obviously more than just one main root cause to all the different diseases, probably between 5 to 10, but no more. I will speak of the others in another article, but the experts in health today all agree that fungus overgrowth ranks as number one. The more I research, the more I agree. And I want you to note, we are speaking of physical root cause here. I believe mental and spiritual issues are more powerful than physical, but that's a whole other article or book. So we're focused in on the physical root cause. Here's the best explanation I've heard of to date of what gut health really is for the sciencey, nerdy types that ask why. All right. So Jessica Hugendorn, she's a naturopathic doctor, a master herbalist, and a certified nutritional counselor. She gives a fantastic visual of fungus candida overgrowth. She says, think of your gut like a walled castle. It's a fortress. If it is sealed like it's supposed to be, then it keeps toxins out. They go from the gut to the liver, and the liver filters the junk and sends it out, and we're healthy. Full of life and energy, bouncing out of bed. Well, let's say we get vaccinated, or we take even one round of antibiotics, or we go on birth control, or we have a poor diet. When we do that, what happens is this little bad bacteria that we are all born with in the gut, called Candida albicans, or fungus. It's what decomposes us when we die and turns us back into dust. But it starts to grow and feed out of control on all these dead bacteria that the birth control, antibiotics, vaccines, etc., can cause. Candida fungus is like an octopus with long decomposing fingers. When Candida fungus starts to grow and feed on the junk in our gut, that's caused by poor diet or die off from antibiotics or drugs or sugars and carbs that we eat. It upsets the balance ratio of good bacteria in the gut, turning it to bad bacteria now ruling. So you have to understand 70 to 80% of our immune system resides in our guts, which basically means that our health almost entirely depends on the ratio of good to bad bacteria ruling our guts. So to be healthy, our gut should be approximately 80% good bacteria to 20% bad bacteria, candida, fungus, etc. Now its roles are literally reversed. So the candida starts to flourish and has octopus-like fingers that grow and start to decompose and eat holes in the lining of the gut. And our fort has now been compromised. Toxins, food particles start to leak out of these tiny holes in our intestines into our bloodstream and into our body, and it starts wreaking havoc. If they settle in the joints, we start to get achy joints and arthritis. If they settle in the female organ, we have PCOS, endometriosis, PMS. If they settle in the thyroid, we have hypothyroid, Hashimoto's. We gain weight for no reason. If they settle in the brain, we can have depression. If they settle in the bladder, we struggle with chronic bladder infections or UTI. Food particles get into the bloodstream and the body, and all of a sudden, we have food allergies, gluten intolerances, lacto intolerance, or environmental allergies. If it hits our nervous system, we have MS. If it hits our lungs, we develop asthma. And so on and on and on it goes. So we go to the doctor and they give us an antibiotic or painkillers or medications or inhalers, but neither we nor the doctor get to Why do we have this issue? In fact, we've been going back home to use all these different medications and antibiotics, and we've unknowingly, unintentionally ended up just making the root cause worse. It's really all so simple. It started with an imbalance in our gut flora, leading to candida and fungus taking over and compromising our gut lining. And the solution? You heal and rebalance the gut, and you heal those holes, and voila. We got to the root of it all instead of just accepting it and masking symptoms the rest of our lives with drugs. When your body has an overload of toxins that never should be there in the first place, everything slows to a halt, and your body does just what it has to survive. It's like an army that has been overrun, and they are running for their lives, exhausted and just trying to stay alive. Fatigue is the first step towards a disease. I was taught, this is Jessica Hugendorn, that she was taught in school, and the body is saying, hey, something is wrong here, help me, when it gets fatigued. Well, Plexus put together a protocol that, number one, heals the gut, cleanses out those toxins, balances the hormones, balances blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and floods you with nutrients and oxygen that make you loaded with energy. So instead of masking symptoms, we are now getting at the root of it all. Yeehaw. All right, that is Jessica, and I thought this was a great visual for what's going on in our guts. So yes, fungus overgrowth seems to be the number one root cause of stuff going on in our bodies. And as Jessica said, we are all born with a small amount of candida fungus, which is okay and normal in these small amounts. Why? Because fungus does actually have one purpose, but really only one. And that is to decompose all organic matter, humans, animals, plants, living things. Except that's supposed to happen after that organic matter dies. And yes, that's exactly what's happening to us when the gut lining is compromised, as Jessica explained, and when the fungus is now setting up camp anywhere in the body. We're actually starting to decompose to some level while still living. So does it make sense now why organs and systems of the body start to fail when they're infested with fungus? Totally, right? So here's how Plexus addresses the granddaddy of root problems, is fungus overgrowth. The 3 products in the triplex are designed to work together synergistically to restore, maintain gut health, and put fungus back in its intended place, which is very tiny indeed. The pink drink, not nearly just for weight loss, as many people advertise. In fact, it only causes weight loss as a side effect to the slim, lowering blood sugar levels and reducing cravings. It helps keep blood sugar levels lower and more balanced, which gives the fungus less to feed off and helps balance hormones. Because it balances insulin, which dictates what other hormones are doing, and also it reduces inflammation. And then you have BioCleanse. BioCleanse works great with ProBio5 in healing the gut. It helps bowel movements become a multiple daily event, and therefore it helps fight fungus, which loves a constipated intestine, right? Fungus likes the constipation and all that mess in there. It also helps fight fungus in another way, which is oxygen. BioCleanse is loaded with oxygen, and fungus cells hate an oxygen-rich atmosphere. Oxygen is key to eliminate the fighting off candida and fungus for good. Then, of course, we have ProBio5, which is the probiotic, best brand I've ever tried. And I've tried a lot. First of all, it has 5 very special strains of hardy probiotics, but it also has something else that I've not found in any other probiotic. And it's a special combo of enzymes that have the ability to digest through the tough outer shell of candida fungus cells called chitin. So chitin is the same crunchy shell that roaches have, okay, on their back, to give you that picture. It's disgusting. But it's super tough and impossible for the body to penetrate unless you have these very specific 4 strains of enzymes. They can break through the chitin down, and they can break it down, and ProBio5 is very effective antifungal. So it does battle with fungus on two fronts. It brings in more good guys or good probiotics, plus literally kills off the bad fungus. I've never before used a product, a probiotic that works this well. So, all right, this is a little bit long, but I'm telling you guys, there is so much to be said and to be understood on this topic. And there has been answers all along to what we've been struggling with. All right, I hope that was really helpful. My last encouragement is don't merely treat symptoms, rather fix the root problems, and the symptoms will take care of themselves. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we will answer them to the best of our ability.